December 4th, 2024, 6:44 a.m. Outside the New York Hilton, the air is biting cold. Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, is walking toward an investor conference to discuss profit margins. He doesn't know that for 10 days, a ghost has been tracking him. A figure in black steps out. He raises a pistol that, legally speaking, does not exist. In 12 seconds, a titan of industry is dead. On the sidewalk, 3 shell casings remain. Written on them in permanent marker are 3 words: deny, defend, depose. This wasn't a robbery. It was an execution.
Luigi Mangione.
Luigi Mangione.
Luigi Mangione.
Murder of the healthcare CEO on the streets of Manhattan.
To understand the assassin, you have to look past the mugshot. You have to understand the resume. Because on paper, Luigi Mangione was the American dream personified. Born in 1998 in Thompson, Maryland, Luigi came from old money. This was a world of country clubs, manicured lawns, and high expectations. His family developed real estate. His cousin was a state delegate. Success wasn't just a goal for Luigi, it was an inheritance. He attended the Gilman School, an elite all-boys prep school. He wasn't just a student there, he was the valedictorian. He was the kid who raised his hand, the kid who knew the answers, the kid who played by the rules. He went to the University of Pennsylvania, an Ivy League powerhouse. Most students struggle to finish 1 degree in 4 years. Luigi finished 2, a bachelor's and a master's in computer science. He was a member of the Phi Kappa Pi fraternity. He was handsome, popular, brilliant. By 2020, he was living the life that every guidance counselor promises. He moved to Hawaii. He worked in tech. He surfed the Pacific breaks at dawn, the salt spray on his skin, and he wrote code by day. He was the golden boy. But there was a fracture in the foundation, a glitch in the code. It started in his spine. Spondylolisthesis. It is a medical term that sounds clinical, detached, but the reality is razor blades in your lower back. It occurs when a vertebra slips forward, crushing the nerves. For Luigi, the pain was catastrophic. It was a noise that never stopped. We know this because he left a digital trail, not in a diary, but in the confessional of the modern age, Reddit. Under the username Mr. Cactus, the golden boy was screaming into the void. He wrote about a life-halting issue. He described brain fog so severe he couldn't think, couldn't focus, couldn't code. He was 25 years old, trapped in the body of an old man. And this is where Luigi collided with the machine he would later attack. He entered the American healthcare system. He needed a spinal fusion, a major surgery where they screw your vertebrae together with titanium. But getting it approved, getting the system to see him as a human being in pain rather than a liability on a spreadsheet, was a war. In that war, he learned a lesson. Listen to the advice he gave another user on Reddit who was struggling to get their own surgery approved. This is the moment the seed was planted. Tell them you are unable to work. We live in a capitalist society. I've found that the medical industry responds to these key words far more urgently than you describing unbearable pain and how it's impacting your quality of life. We live in a capitalist society. Luigi realized that to the insurers, his pain didn't matter. His agony was irrelevant. His productivity mattered. If he couldn't work, he was a problem to be fixed. If he was just suffering, that was his problem. He eventually got the surgery. He posted the x-rays of the titanium screws in his spine online, but the damage to his psyche was done. The pain opened a door in his mind. He began to read. He moved away from coding manuals and into radical theory. He read Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. On Goodreads, he rated Kaczynski's manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future, 4 stars. He looked at the world he was trained to lead, the world of algorithms, efficiency, and profit, and he stopped seeing progress. He started seeing parasites. He started seeing a machine that fed on human life force to generate stock buybacks. While Luigi Mangione was stewing in chronic pain and radical theory, his future target, Brian Thompson, was running the machine. UnitedHealthcare is the largest private insurer in the United States. It controls the medical destiny of over 50 million Americans. Brian Thompson was a numbers guy, an accountant by trade. He was efficient, he was successful. Under his watch, the company's stock soared. But in November 2023, just a year before the shooting, a class action lawsuit pulled back the curtain on how that success was achieved. The lawsuit alleged that UnitedHealthcare was using an artificial intelligence algorithm called NH-Predict. It was designed to predict how much care an elderly patient needed after a hospital stay. It would look at a patient, say a grandmother recovering from a stroke, and predict she only needed 14 days of rehab. Her doctor, the human being standing next to her bed, might say she needs 30 days to walk again, but the algorithm said 14. And on day 15, the payments stopped. The lawsuit alleged that this algorithm had a terrifying flaw. It claimed NH-Predict had an error rate of 90%. Let that sink in for a moment. 90%, but UnitedHealthcare kept using it. Why? Because they knew something dark about human nature. When patients had the strength to appeal the AI's decision, the denials were overturned 9 out of 10 times. The machine was almost always wrong. But UnitedHealthcare knew that less than 1% of patients ever appeal. They're sick, they're old, they're fighting for their lives. They don't have the energy to spend hours on the phone fighting a billion-dollar algorithm. So they deplete their life savings to pay out of pocket, or they go home and die. This is the system Luigi Mangione was watching. He saw a system where an algorithm, a piece of code like the ones he used to write, was being used as a weapon against the weak. The shell casings found on the sidewalk, deny, defend, depose, were a direct riff on a well-known insurance industry strategy: delay, deny, defend. Delay the payment, deny the claim, defend the decision in court until the patient gives up or passes away. Luigi changed the last word. He didn't want to defend, he wanted to depose, to remove the king from the board, to turn the logic of the machine back on its masters. November 24th, 2024, 10 days before the murder. Luigi Mangione arrives in New York City. He doesn't fly first class, he doesn't stay in a suite. He takes a Greyhound bus from Atlanta, stepping off at the Port Authority terminal into the neon grit of 42nd Street. He is masked. He carries a dark gray backpack. He checks in to the HI New York City Hostel on Amsterdam Avenue. He sleeps in a bunk bed in a shared room, surrounded by backpackers and tourists. He uses a fake ID. The name on the card is Mark Rosario. For 10 days, he lives a ghost life. Surveillance cameras capture him walking the perimeter of the New York Hilton Midtown. He isn't sightseeing. He is studying the exits. He is timing the traffic lights. He is watching the flow of the crowd. He is rehearsing. On the morning of December 4th, the rehearsal ends. At 5:30 a.m., Luigi leaves the hostel. He rides an electric bike down through the pre-dawn darkness of Manhattan. The city is quiet. He arrives at the Hilton. He waits. At 6:17 a.m., he walks into a Starbucks nearby. He buys a water bottle and an energy bar. He pays with cash. He is calm. He is fueling up for a shift. At 6:44 a.m., Brian Thompson arrives. The shooting is clinical, fast, but what happens next is a masterclass in evasion. Luigi doesn't panic. He doesn't run screaming down the street. He rides the e-bike into Central Park at 60th Street. He crosses the park, ditching the bike, and exits at West 77th Street. He catches a cab. By 7:04 a.m., while paramedics are still working on Thompson's body, Luigi is back at the Port Authority. He buys a bus ticket. He heads to Philadelphia, then Pittsburgh, and finally to a small, rusting city in central Pennsylvania, Altoona. Why Altoona? We still don't know. Maybe it was random. Maybe it was just far enough. But for 5 days, the NYPD is chasing a phantom. They have photos, they have video, but they don't have a name. They have the image of a masked man. They have the shell casings, but the shooter has evaporated into the heartland of America until Luigi gets hungry. December 9th, 2024. It's a Monday morning in Altoona. Luigi Mangione walks into a McDonald's on East Plank Road. He sits in a booth, eating a McMeal, wearing a mask and a beanie, staring at a laptop. But he made a mistake. He underestimated the power of the image he created. The NYPD had released photos from the hostel, one rare moment where Luigi had lowered his mask at the front desk to smile at a clerk. That face was now on every TV screen in America. A customer in the McDonald's looks at him, looks at his phone, looks at him again. That's the guy. The customer alerts an employee. The employee calls 911. Officer Tyler Fry of the Altoona Police Department walks up to the booth. The body cam footage is tense. He asks the young man to lower his mask. Luigi hesitates. He hands over the fake ID, Mark Rosario. Officer Fry isn't buying it. He looks at the suspect. He sees the resemblance, and he says the words that end Luigi's life as a free man. "We know who you are." They handcuff him, and when they open that gray backpack, they find the arsenal. They find the ghost gun. It's a 3D printed pistol, an FMDA 19.2 model, assembled with a Glock slide and barrel ordered online. He argues that targeted killing, assassination, is not a crime, but a political necessity. He claims he did it to extract human life force for money, turning the cold logic of the insurance companies back on them. In any other era, Luigi Mangione might be universally reviled. He shot an unarmed father in the back. But this is the 2020s, and America is angry. As the news breaks, something strange happens online. The internet doesn't recoil, it cheers. Luigi Mangione becomes an instant folk hero. His mugshot is shared like a trading card. On TikTok, fan edits of his perp walk go viral. On X, the phrase "deny, defend, depose" trends for days. Polls show that 1 in 4 Americans sympathize with him. Why? Because Luigi Mangione didn't just kill a man, he attacked a source of national trauma. Luigi became a vessel for that rage. He is the dark reflection of a broken system. But the legal system does not deal in symbols, it deals in statutes. The aftermath is a chaotic tug of war. New York State charges him with murder. The federal government charges him with stalking and weapons offenses. Fast forward to where we are now, in early 2026, a federal judge has taken the death penalty off the table. The federal case loses its ultimate threat. But in February 2026, the tension boils over in court. New York Judge Gregory Caro, frustrated by delays, sets a trial date for June 8th. Luigi, standing in the courtroom in khaki jail scrubs, loses his cool. He shouts at the judge, 1 + 1 = 2, double jeopardy by any common sense definition. As we look toward the trial in June 2026, Luigi Mangione sits in a cell. He faces life in prison. He will likely never surf in Hawaii again. He will never write code again. On that cold December morning, 3 words were etched in brass and left on a New York City sidewalk: deny, defend, depose.